Today on Derek Does, we're doing this. Hi, welcome to another Derek Does. I'm Derek, and if you're new here, please subscribe, like, comment, check out all my other cool videos if you like this video, you're gonna like all the other videos I did. So today I'm gonna be doing an icon of jackets, and it's this, the US Navy Peacoat. I've had a few of these over the years. I'm not a huge fan of them. I like more of a jacket than a coat. I think that's just my personal preference. But I love the looks of these, and I have worn them out, and I have enjoyed them. And I picked up this one recently, and it's almost mint. This is an amazingly perfect jacket. I don't think it was ever really worn at all. And it's an official US Navy jacket, and it's from 1970, so it's a Vietnam era. I've had earlier ones. The big difference on Navy jackets, well, first I should probably give a little history of the Navy jackets. The Peacoat, as this is called, actually it says officially called a Peacoat, do they say that? Just a men's, yeah, they do say Peacoat. A wool kersey blue is the color. It's a Melton thick wool, and it's used, the thickness is for warmth, but also to keep the wind from coming through. This is a Navy jacket. It was invented, if you can say that, by the Dutch. And that's where we get the name Peacoat, which is actually a Dutch, their language is a little different than ours, but it came up to be Peacoat. And then I believe the Royal Navy of Great Britain then kind of advanced it a little bit, and then we adopted it. And I've seen different things, either from in like really late 1800s until like 1913, I think, was the first official in the manual, the Blue Book manual. That's the Navy Blue Book. That was like if you're a sailor, you get the manual. That could be another one. I could show you those. Those are really cool too, especially from different years. But this was the Navy enlisted. If you're on deck and you got to be wind and the rain and all that, this is the coat for you, or what the US Navy told you. So this is it. It's a thick coat. You can feel it's a thick, heavy coat. It's lined, so even that helps with the wind. This again is the 1970 version. I personally have always gone with the 1963 or below version, and the only reason is because the pockets are a brown corduroy. And that's a great way to tell. Like, say you find a jacket and the tag's missing and you don't know, but if it's brown corduroy in the pockets, you know it's 1963 or below. This one's 1970, so it's 7 years past that, and just has a white, I guess a cotton or maybe a wool cotton pocket lining, and I can show you that when we do the close-ups when I put it on the hanger and we take a look at all the details of it. Now, it hasn't really changed from World War I all the way up until today, and they still make these today. They've made probably millions of these. There's hundreds and hundreds of manufacturers of these, so there's not like one that's like, oh, we got to get that one. Like the M65s, there's like 3 or 4 major manufacturers that you kind of want. They all have Navy buttons, and I'll show you that, the Navy anchor. The earlier ones would have the 13 stars on it, representing the 13 original colonies. And this one just has, well, I'll show you, but the older ones would have one extra button. For World War II, they would have one extra button than what we have today. So this, again, is the 1970. I'll put it on, I'll show you how it looks. This is actually a 42 regular, so it's actually my size, which is great. I found it. And I'll put it on, I'll show you how it looks, and then we'll put it on the hanger and we can do the close-ups of it. You've seen them, and I'll put some pictures here of some famous celebrities, that have worn those over the years. You've seen these jackets everywhere. It's really a throwback, I think, from how fashion was when this was invented, and it's still used today, which is kind of a testament of how great, just as a Unitarian type of jacket this is, that it can still be used today without the major improvements. Like the field jackets have changed dramatically from what they were to what they are today, where the Peacoat, you could put on this 1971 and go back 50 years and no one would look at you weird, except for your pants maybe. But because you would blend in right away, because it hasn't changed. And it's one of those things just in life that, they came up with an idea and that's it, and okay, why change it? So I'm going to put it on. I'll do a little fashion, show you what it looks like on, and then we'll put it on the hanger and you can take a look at that. All right, so here is the jacket. You have 2 hand warmers here, very well constructed for where they need to be, just to keep you warm, keep those hands warm, because you're going to be on a ship and all that wind's just going to be cutting right through you. So here we go. This is with it buttoned. It's a double-breasted jacket, always has been. It's just a nice jacket, and with your pockets in if you want to do that. And then if it gets really windy, you have this really nice thick collar that comes up that can really block the wind. I mean, it comes right up almost to the top of your head, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's really probably the dressiest, besides the Jeep jacket from World War II. This is probably what I would consider one of the dressiest enlisted jackets made. You know, not doing officers type of thing, but just enlisted. It's a very dressy, formal looking jacket. And as you can see, this 42 fits me fantastically. Again, I'm about 5'10", a little over 5'10", about 155, and I'm a 42 chest, and I have longer arms, and this one cuts to the arm perfectly for me. So it's a great jacket. And if you leave it open, I'll show you that too. You know, you can just have it open and it's the same way. It looks better. It looks way better done up because then you get that silhouette. But if you don't, you can just wear it just regular and open. It's just you have so much extra fabric from the double-breasted. Smart jacket coat. All right, so here it is. This is the US Navy Peacoat. Again, this one is issued in 1970, but they look almost identical today. The thing about wool, though, it just picks up any little piece of lint that's around. If you have pets, you will have a hairy coat time you're done. Okay, so it's a double-breasted. You can see here's the navy buttons, and these have been on it forever. The earlier ones had the 13 stars, like I say, but the moderner ones have just the anchors to let you know it is a navy coat. And if you undo that one, you can see you have a spare button there. It's really only made to go one way. Well, I guess you could go 2 ways, but not really, because it's not, actually that's not a spare button. That's actually to latch it there and then latch it there. It's only one way, sorry. You have a really wide collar, and you can see it has a button up here, so you can take this all the way, and you have a button up there too, so you can really button it up to get really tight if it's really cold. The cuffs are just cuffs. There's no buttons on those, and there's no wind, you know, like flap or anything like that. Storm cuff. It's just a regular cuff. And then here's your pockets, and you can see it's not corduroy, but it's this really nice white, kind of a woolish maybe cotton, but I'm not sure exactly what the material on that is. And on the inside, you have a little pocket where you could put small things, again lined. No pockets on this side. You do have a pocket up here though that you can put stuff, which is handy. And then this is the tag, and you can read there, that's, you know, right there you can see it's 1970, 42 regular, and this is from the Bonham Manufacturing. Not sure how many they've made, but it's 100% wool, which is really nice. And you can see the lining is kind of like the silky material to get in and out, especially if you're wearing a sweater, which you might be. Particularly if you're enlisted, you might be wearing a wool sweater. And on the back, just a nice thick wool. You do have a cut here, so you have ease of movement. These were originally made short so sailors could climb the rigging. Of course, you really don't have that today, but they still keep the same look. And here you can see the collar goes all the way up. It's pretty thick, pretty big collar on these. And again, you can take that all the way up and get quite comfortable, keep that wind out. The super early ones, I think from World War I, they actually made a long version and then a regular version like this. So they had a long version back then. And I think some reproduction guys are reproducing, like Buzz is reproducing those. I don't know if anyone else is making the long versions, if that's something you're into, but that's, then you're trying to get, you're kind of stepping into just a regular wool overcoat with some navy looks to it. It's a nice jacket. Coat. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode on the US Navy Peacoat, which again is just an iconic style. You know, it's everything. It really is. It's like, you know instantly what the jacket is. Anyone can kind of tell you what it is. They may not remember the name, but they know it's a US Navy Peacoat. So they're really cool. If you find one and you like this style, you know, they're not bad. They really aren't. Try it out. And if you don't like it, resell it, because there's always somebody else that would probably want one of those too. So they're great jackets. Hope you enjoyed this episode. They're just cool jackets. Coats, I guess you might want to say instead of jackets, but either way. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next Derek Does. Thanks for watching.